like, "We'll figure it out then." Which is why I was like, "The fuck," you
Really good
know?
attacking play. Delivered into the
I didn't know what to do with
box.
that. That's on
Still
me.
not clear.
Who's this? Oh damn,
Applying
she's still up.
vigorous pressure.
Oh yeah, I forgot she has insomnia
Oh,
too.
he really
Oh,
progressed
that's
the
tough.
crossbar.
No
Corners
way.
loose. And thumped away.
Well, they've started
Yeah,
really
but
brightly here. They were so close to taking the lead.
yeah, no, she was telling me to figure some shit out. Like she was
Getting the
being
ball
like, "You
forward.
do that shit. I don't got time for that." And I was like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" You know, I was really
Nothing comes of it.
confused. And then like the next day, she was like, "All right, let's do this together." And I was like,
Effective
"The fuck?
pressure to
You know, why
regain
you
possession.
what?" And I was like,
So
and I
a
was like,
strong
"You know what?
pass.
Fuck it." You know. So
Now he's given
I
the
was
ball
looking for a
away.
place to live, looking at the student housing around the town, you know, and shit like that. And I found some
Facilities the
options,
possession.
some whatever. I found
Very good
three
tackle.
options. Only really have faith in two of them. Right? It was one of them. Well, neither one was student housing. Damn.
Well, they couldn't keep
But one
possession.
of them was way more expensive and like 30 minutes out. It was like dead ass almost $400 more and 15 minutes further. Right?
Kwan.
And it was just like, God
Walker.
damn. But this is the best we got right now, right?
Couldn't hang on to the
And
ball.
so I had and then I presented that shit to my mom, and she said some stupid shit. I forgot what the fuck it was. Damn it.
Well, a bit more in the way of precision was required.
Fuck her. And she was on her shit, right?
Martin.
And so
Ack. Kwan.
she was like, "We need to find you a roommate." And shit, I was talking to
Well,
Bessie
cross
anyway.
under no real
And so
pressure.
I was like,
Oh, a
do
nice
you
looking
wanna
pass. There is
Gigi?
the goal. The
Shit,
moment of
I was like, you
discovery.
trying to be my
Oh, what a
roommate or
save,
whatever?
and
We
can
just split
return
rent,
to
do
the
all this, do all
front.
that. And she was like, cool. And
Well, here
so
we
we
can
was
see
like,
it
cool.
again. Look at the way he glides
And
past the
I was
defender to
like, yeah,
create
I'm
space for
definitely not
himself.
gonna tell
And
them
the
niggas
finish is
unless
just
they
as
ask
good.
though, cause
That's an
like
excellent goal.
I don't need them being on some
So the
weird
match
shit
is restarted. 1-0 here.
because I've known Bestie since middle school,
Has gone over the
which means
touchline
my
for
parents
what
have
will be
known
a
Bestie
throw-in.
since middle school. And I was just like,
Continues
yeah, I don't
on.
need them knowing that you're the roommate. So we
Well,
just
they
whatever.
dealt with the
And
threat
she agreed
first.
because, unfortunately, that means Bestie's known my parents since middle school.
Romano.
So it's like,
He's in with a
it's just a whole
chance.
lot of shit that I would never want to deal
Still
with.
could be
Damn.
dangerous. Well, they can bring it out
And
now.
so,
An awful lot of green space to run
we was trying
into.
to get in there, right? We had
He couldn't
got,
pick out a teammate.
I
Well,
filled
it
out the
can be
applications for
almost hit or
everything.
miss when you
I ended
try
up
and
filling out
catch the
two.
ball in that manner.
Well, it's a
I filled
difficult
out
skill,
two
and on this
applications.
occasion, he can't quite pull it off.
For
Just didn't hit it cleanly
one
enough.
for each of the places
Kang.
that I actually have faith in
Yaman.
there was like regular
Excellent
apartment
vision.
buildings, but they were like the only things
Could be
within like 30
dangerous.
minutes of UCF that had an
Oh, it
opening,
wasn't far away, but above the crossbar.
and so it's just like, all right, cool. And so, shoot, I'm lying. We need to vacuum, but we're
Garner.
going. And then Bessie was just, my anonymous ass roommate. Because my mom was like, we still need a roommate.
And
And I
now
was
the
like, don't
throw
worry, I
in.
got that
This was
covered. I'll
favourable
find a
cause.
roommate. I was like, I will find a roommate. A roommate is not my issue right now. Like, I got plenty of people, you feel me? Because I didn't want to be like, oh, the roommate's already situated. And then she'd be like, who? You know?
Almost at half-time, it's going the way of the visitors as things
And
stand.
then,
Stuart, what have you made of what you've seen?
Well, they've
we fill
worked
out all the
hard and
paperwork
played well to be in front here, but they
and
now need
shit.
to keep their
And
focus
then,
as we approach half-time.
out of nowhere, while we were talking about it, mom was just like, hey, who's your roommate? And I was like, fuck.
Excellent use of the ball as they make the
And
run.
I was like, what you mean?
Determined
And
play.
she, and she was like,
And he got to it
damn.
fairly easily.
And she was like, well, you just said you had a roommate. So who is this roommate? Like, do I know this roommate? Have I
Well,
met
a
this
great
roommate?
read there
And
to
I was like, I don't know
intercept.
I don't know who you know, bro. And I was just like, I was like, I don't want to
He
answer this.
succeeds in clearing it.
And then,
Oh, fancy footwork.
oh shit, you tried it, bro. Yes, that'd be that bullshit. And so I eventually told her it was bestie, and then
They could
she
have
didn't say
maintained
anything. She went
possession.
dark, and then my dad
And space
texted,
to exploit, maybe.
and this was the night. This was like the second night
But a good piece of
Bessie had came
defending to
up. It
bring
was the
it to
second
an
time
end.
Bessie had came up, and so she was in my room
Really closing it
that
down
day.
here.
And so my mom
And
disappears
that'll rob them of
after I told
possession.
her it was bestie. And then my dad started
This looks
typing. And I was
interesting.
like, oh
Could get
shit, you
behind.
know? What the
Oh,
fuck
not
was
to
that?
be. That would have put them well on their way, Stuart.
And
Well,
I was
that
like,
could
oh
prove to be a big
shit,
miss.
you
He
feel me?
surely has to score
And
there.
then, damn it.
Well, just 1 minute of time added on for
And
stoppages
then
here.
my dad was like, is that bestie? And I was like,
The first
yeah.
half here
And he was
comes
like,
to an end.
damn. And he was like, he basically was like, is she gonna, still let you fuck hoes? And I was like, what? And he was like, what if some girls want to come over? What are you gonna do then? And I was like, why would I? What the fuck? And I guess he didn't put it together that we was like about to start dating at that point. I think we had started dating that day, to be honest. Like made it official type shit. And it's like you don't move in with a girl unless it's like whatever. But fuck it. And whatever. And I was just like, yeah, dad, she's trying to be fucking hoes. So don't worry about it. and and he was like, oh well, shit, you know.
As
And then
anticipated,
he
plenty
texted
of
me. He was
talking
like,
points
hey,
so
you
far.
might want to talk to your
Now the
mom.
second half is
She
underway.
seems pretty upset. And I was like, yeah, it seems. And then as soon as I texted that, she called me on like FaceTime,
Opportunity
crying
to
and
deliver
shit.
the cross, but dealt with efficiently.
Hey, you know my mom.
Pressing high to win the ball.
Get the fuck out the way, DJ. And
And they
yeah, she
continue
called
to
me.
advance. And a
She
lot of
called me
options
crying and
here.
shit, talking about some. I feel hurt
Still alive.
and
Oh,
taken
that goes
advantage
down as
of
a
and
miscue.
used,
No two ways
and
about it.
you
Just
knew
had to
this. You
make a
knew you
decent
was finna do
connection
this the
there,
whole
and it's
time,
a
and you ain't
goal.
say nothing
No wonder he's
or
annoyed with
whatever.
himself.
You did this. You did this. You whatever. You're just using me, and you never loved me. And it was just a whole lot.
Colombo.
And she was like, "You broke
Still
my heart.
searching for the equaliser, but not passing
I'm
it
like, I'm so
anxiously.
hurt right now."
He'll take efforts
And
like
then I
that
was just
all
like,
day long.
"Man, fuck you." Like, 'cause I was like, I don't care, you know, because it's not like we
Giving it away.
did anything to purposely move in together. It was like, well, shit, I need somewhere to live. You need somewhere to live.
Good bit of
We
pressing.
fuck with each other, you know. That was the whole basis behind it.
And breaking at pace with menace.
But my mom wanted to do all that, right?
Do they have
And
the
and we
gall to
said,
open
and
up
we
the
both
defence?
said,
Good
we
efforts
was like,
here.
listen,
Well, that
as
was
long as my
easy on
mom
the
doesn't make a
eye,
crazy
and he
big
didn't
deal out
miss
of
by
it, then we'll
much.
follow
Well,
through.
that's
But
how
if
to
she
counter-attack
if
when
she
you
make
play with
if she
such
she
pace.
make a huge
Just
deal,
couldn't
then we'll just
finish
call
it
the
off.
whole thing off. And then here come mom making a whole big huge deal out of it, so we just called it off. I texted her, I was like, yeah, Bessie said
Has a
never
go.
mind, since it
No
was
way
such a
through.
big deal, like don't worry about it. And then my mom was like, oh, well, it
Putting
ain't
it
had nothing to do
wide
with
from
her.
there.
It's your
Disappointing.
fault. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, yeah, no, you just have really shitty communication skills. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I was like, whatever, Shrika. And
It might be on
and
for
she
them.
was like, yeah, I'll do my best to help y'all
Well, he was eager to
find
have a
somewhere to
go,
live.
but it didn't work
And
out.
then we put in the application for this place called Knightsbridge that
Could be
that
threatening.
I really found. My mom thinks she found it.
Takes the shot.
There we go.
And it's a double for him in this game. No way for the opposition to contain him. And no wonder he's off celebrating.
and whatever.
Just look at this again.
And
The
so
combination play in the top third of the field was so
we
precise.
applied
The
for
receivers
Knightsbridge,
couldn't keep up.
and then we
It's
go
so
look at all
important
these
to stop these players
subleases, and I
getting
went to
into
go
the
meet
box.
so many
This is up the
people, and so
outside.
many people
It's a
offered
red
me
straight.
a room or two to stay in their house, and this and that, and you can do this and do that, do whatever you want. You seem cool, you seem very respectable. I like you, this and that. And some people are like, listen, bro, you put in the application, I'll be sure you get this room.
Well, he's given us away.
Like everything was set. But my mom wouldn't
Now, let's
sign
see
any
what they can
motherfucking
do
thing.
here.
Like she just wouldn't for some fucking reason.
Oh, he looks threatened, and he's made headway. Full credit,
What?
wonderful stop.
Like, look, it was literally like fill out the application, tell your mom to sign this one little line, and then
Ball
you can do
lost
whatever.
here.
Because technically, she's still your guarantor.
Has eyes for
Why did
goal.
you do that with your left foot?
Closed down straight away.
Damn, I just straight took that nigga out. Mine, mine. Like I said, mine.
Poor
Okay,
pass
just give
under
it straight
no
back
real
to him. You
pressure.
fucking piece of shit. Anyways, uh, you know,
Well, they couldn't keep
Knightsbridge,
possession.
really cool, great place. It was
He
about
made
it
them
was
a
about
simple living.
15, 14 minutes out from UCF, and it was
Offside. Oh,
affordable.
close one.
If we split rent, one bedroom apartment, you know, not completely
Great place
shitty,
to cut out the
square
pass.
footage. It's not like we paying for a closet in New York or some shit.
Disappointing pass.
Uh, I mean, it would have been what we had to live for like the semester at the
Excellent
very
passing.
least.
Oh, and it goes! Now he has his hat-trick. A special moment for
I'm
him.
gonna probably clip this, but yeah, it's just that would have when we had to live for the semester, right? And we had all these subleases and shit, but my mom wouldn't sign anything for some fucking reason. Like it didn't matter
Well, the
what nigga said,
referee
she was just like,
measuring
no,
doubts about the outcome.
like let's
Surely they
wait.
can't
And it's
let
just
that
like
be
okay.
fair.
And then once we applied to Knightsbridge, we wanted to see if we were gonna get accepted. And we applied to
Almost a full
Knightsbridge, and at
time,
first
but all
place,
you want playing
like
away
within
from
like a
your home
week of each
match
other,
has been a
right?
pleasant experience for them,
And
Stuart.
so the
Well,
first
an excellent
place
performance this has been.
sends
And
us an
we've been in
acceptance
control for
letter.
most of the game.
So we're
But when
good.
the
Like
pressure
we're
builds
lit. We're
up
like, oh
last
my
minute
god, we have
finishing,
somewhere to
we've enjoyed
live.
to watch. It's been
Because me
really
and
good
Bestie
to
was
watch.
supposed to live in the first place along with each other anyway. But like that was before my parents knew she existed.
Well, fair
Tragic.
play, he took on the shot, but he's
But
not going
like
to be
that was the
happy
low
with how
key
it
one.
ended.
Like I wasn't even finna say nothing for real. But it was like, all right, cool, we got somewhere to
We're
live.
inside the
And
final 10
then, but
minutes of
for
this one.
Knightsbridge, they already knew about Bessie, so we put her on the lease. So, 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 Knightsbridge was not only
Intercepted it.
closer, but it was cheaper, and it was damn near just better in every way imaginable. So, so even though we got the acceptance letter for the first place, because the first place was more expensive and more like
Well, that'll be a free kick.
not high class, but like more
Well, now it
expensive type
really is
shit,
threatening to go pear-shaped for them on the back
like
of
just
that,
like
Stuart.
Well, that
snobbyish
completes a
type.
terrible day for them. What was he thinking there?
I don't know. And snobby isn't even the right word. Just more like
This is
uptight
looking
type shit.
threatening.
Like we knew,
Oh, good strike.
tragic. We
Well, it
knew
looks
like
as if it
since we
was
got that
easy
one,
for
like
the
we had
goalkeeper
to
to
get
lead.
Knightsbridge. Knightsbridge was just an apartment
We
place
don't know the
essentially,
final 5 minutes.
like it was like I don't know. The apartments looked like houses. Like it was dead ass
Tries
just like
to
a
intercept.
townhomes. Yeah, essentially. And like so like we was like okay, so we got
Space
this one
and time
officially.
for the
What a
cross.
bad cross.
But it comes to nothing in the end.
I was like, we got this one officially. We should get Knightsbridge, whatever. And like the other
Space on
one,
the
it
flank.
was like it gave you 24 hours. It was like you have 24 hours to sign
Deciding to go
and
inside.
let us know you're trying to get a
Has a
lease
go. Still
before
an opportunity.
we
Well, the
revoke this
keeper
and take
put
all
to
your
the
money, right?
test, but he comes through it.
It's
And
so
we had
tight,
to
isn't
wait
it?
4 days
Great
for
play safe
Knightsbridge to get
and
back
then the
to us. That
recovery.
shit was crazy and nerve wracking. Cause I just couldn't help
And
but
so
think,
the
I'm like,
referee blows for full
damn, maybe we
time,
just
and
gave
it goes
away
down as a
clip.
victory for the
Maybe we just
visitors.
gave away
Look, Derek, they were the better team all over
our
the pitch. We saw
chance,
good
you
individual
know?
performances. We saw an attack which was always
I'm like, maybe
threatening,
we just
and
gave
they
away
played
like the
really
spot
well.
we
What a
had to
performance that
fucking
was today.
sleep at. But Knightsbridge, that shit came through.